just like to say a big shout out to Johnny Sykes, who's I think lurking around on Skype at the moment. Also like to give a big shout out to the Section 357 show as well. They did ask a question about American ownership, a good thing or a bad thing for the Premier League, and how are American owners seen. Now, Arsenal look to be run quite well in terms of American ownership, but the Glazers are obviously not exactly running Man United brilliantly in terms of debts and trying to line their own pockets. We had Gillette and Hicks, who ran us terribly and almost literally ran us into the ground. But now we've got FSG, who have us on a sound fiscal foundation. So in terms of American owners, it's a case of it's very much a mixed bag for me personally. But Gman Gezzie, what do you reckon quickly of the American owners thing? Gman Gezzie, what do you reckon of the American owners thing in the Premier League?
I think it can be done right. I think, when you look at Randy Lerner, and the funny thing about Randy Lerner is, for those of you who don't know,
apart from his name.
Yeah, apart from his name, for all you wrongings and aspiring tag team champions.
It's like Randy Savage.
I like the way that he's actually run Aston Villa. I do. But having said all that, when you look at the fact that he also owned the Cleveland Browns, it was kind of a bit of a bone of contention, because he kind of has to pick one over the other. So even though he kind of did have a good model up until the point where he decided, right, we're going to take all of our best players and sell them, he was doing a good job, in my opinion. Now they're kind of in between a rock and a hard place, but I think that's more down to the players rather than his actual management of the club. Because when you look at that team, look at the squad, I think they have enough quality to, solidify themselves, whether it's just above relegation zone or, somewhere between the 10th and 15th. They can be round about there season in, season out if the players perform. But right about now, they're letting him down, to be honest. But in terms of, obviously the Glazers, look, at the end of the day, financially it's not great, but when you go and look at the trophy cabinet, all right, bar last season where we're, a couple seconds away from retaining, and don't even go with your Aguero, because you're going to get a kick in your face the next time I see you. Yeah, Undertaker big boot, followed by leg.
Balotelli, Aguero! I swear you'll never see anything like this ever again.
You know what's coming for you. You know what you got coming to you now, don't you? The Undertaker big boot followed by the leg drop like it's Hulk Hogan.
With a tombstone as well, yeah?
I'm mixing it up and throwing it all in, I'm telling you. But, yeah, financially it's not great for Manchester United. But, as I say, if you look at the trophy cabinet, you can't argue. You really can't. But, Gillette and Hicks, same thing. But then at the same time, you got, FA Cup during that time. You got Champions League during that time.
Yeah, but they literally almost ran us into the ground.
They did, but you still got the cups.
Mate, I would trade the cups for I wouldn't want my team being run into the ground just for the sake of winning a couple cups. I'm sorry, but I don't see that as a trade-off. Look at what almost happened with Leeds United. Look what almost happened there in their pursuit of the Champions League. They nearly went out of business. Portsmouth, in their pursuit of the FA Cup, they're in League One now.
Yeah.
So American ownership can be mixed bag.
I'll just slide in between the both of you. I think, to be honest, the Americans have been unfairly characterized in the whole, ownership, because I don't particularly think it's about whether you're American, whether you're Chinese, whether you're English, Russian,
or Arab.
Or Arab. If you run the club, it's about how you run the club. It's about it's about the person. And bless you there, Liam.
Thank you. I was choking a bit.
But no. On a serious note, it's about the person who's running the club. Because at the end of the day, all right, fair enough. Hicks and Gillette, who have been castigated for how they ran Liverpool, but like you rightly said, Gezzie, they won things. And they're willing. At times, they were willing to put their money where their mouth is. Just like the likes of the Glazers, they're winning things, willing to put their money where their mouth is. All right, some people don't like the way they handle the business of the club, but at the end of the day, they're still maintaining that winning streak that Man United have, managed to, deliver year after year. And to be honest, an owner is, you know, his legacy to me is not just judged by what he wins, but how he runs the club.
Yeah.
And that's why, you know, just looking at Stan Kroenke, who is an American, and I'm not putting it down to him being an American, so I'm not saying he's stingy or anything because he's American, because that's not true. But it, as a man, I think, you know, generally he's trying to do things the right way, and I like the way he runs his club. You spoke about Randy Lerner, you know, he does the same thing. And the only thing I would like to see is more British managers or British, like, how would you do it?
British owners and
owners coming together, maybe putting their money together and taking over clubs. If that is the real issue here, because it is about who's running the club, but also someone that runs the club that loves the club.
True, and you've got the Pompey situation where there's recently been a few bids. I mean, ex-Watford owner Lawrence Passini making a bid. Portpin, the Portsmouth Supporters Trust, and Portpin resubmitting bids. I mean, it's one of them ones. But you got to get people not only who love the club but who run the club right as well. And Portco Limited, a group of UK investors fronted by Scottish businessman Harry Kerr, made an offer on September 19th. But you've got to get people running it right. And some of the American owners are running clubs right, but some of them haven't. Some of them haven't run the clubs right, and some of them continue to run the clubs in a poor fashion. Well, trying to line their own pockets, like the Glazers, like I've said. So, anyway, it's one of them ones. But we got something on them. Just going back to a previous point.
Before you jump off to the previous part, I'll just jump on with the managers thing. Footy Writer on Twitter has basically said,
hey, what's up?
Pitch Talk, American owners cannot run British football clubs, full stop. They get the balance wrong in every case.